Hello, I'm Jody Wolf, and you're watching Expoz, October 4, 2018, 1:32 a.m. in Birmingham. Look, I'm going to give you just a quick rundown of where we are now, what is going on, who is going to be arrested, and where they're going. So let's just go over some of the brief parts I have here. The United States seeks to impose tangible and significant consequences on those who commit serious human rights abuse or engage in corruption, as well as to protect the financial system of the United States from abuse by these same persons. I therefore determine that serious human rights abuse and corruption around the world, we talked about that a moment ago, a lot of them has been put away permanently in the Middle East, constitutes an unusual and extraordinary threat to the national security, foreign policy, and economy of the United States. And I hereby declare a national emergency to deal with that threat. The Secretary of Defense, in consultation with the Secretary of Homeland Security, will issue non-binding guidance regarding factors that commanders, convening authorities, staff, judge advocates, and judge advocates should take into account when exercising their duties with respect to the disposition of charges and specifications of the interest of the justice and discipline under Articles 30 and 34 of the UCMI. You'll know what that is in just a moment. Now, here are some of the names listed: FBI personnel removal, DOJ personnel removal, CIA personnel removal, state personnel removal, White House personnel removal, House personnel removal, Senate personnel removal, chair, CEO, vice president removal, MIL budget, largest in our history, MIL presence and or around POTUS, plus the number, I've got a number right now of 50,707 sealed indictments. Now, what does that tell us on the sealed indictments? Okay. They're sealed, meaning the person who has an indictment against him does not know. His name's not mentioned, not at this time. Executive Order 13825 of March 1, 2018, 465 pages is the indictment that's drawn up. 2018 amendments to the Manual for Courts Martial, United States, allowing persons committing illegal sex acts or corruption to be tried by the Uniform Code of Military Justice. There again is UCMI or UCMJ. Authorizes the convening authority to modify the findings and sentence of court-martial. And it appears to me that President Trump has signed an executive order giving him permission to try people under the UCMJ, which would be required if his plans are to arrest this 50,707 corrupt people and take them to Gitmo, Diego Garcia, and the Atoll prison islands for trial by military tribunals. It appears to me that this EO executive order gives them permission to prosecute all offenses of the law, past and present, that were against the law prior to this EO. Elections, November the 6th. Now, this is the one I said he'll wait till after the elections and possibly the swearing in before he will kick this off. And I'm going to kind of anyway, you'll get the point in just a moment. Why would Trump round up 50,707 before the election? Drain the swamp? Question mark on both of them. The EAS was moved from September the 20th, and that's the time I told you expected at 8:30 a.m. or so on that day. I did a blog stating that. 2, October 3, because it would interfere with the Kavanaugh confirmation. And how would it interfere? QAnon links U.S. attorney with thousands of sealed indictments. Written by Michael Sala on July 2, 2018. In a July 1 post, QAnon referred to the latest count of over 40,000 sealed indictments filed in the U.S. federal district criminal courts since October the 30th, 2017, and linked these to prosecutions. The letter's too little. Prosecutions being led by the U.S. Attorney for Utah, John Huber. Now get this, Attorney General Jeff Sessions appointed Huber back on November 13, 2017, to work with the Department of Justice Inspector General Michael Horrocks in investigating a wide range of criminal and criminal law violations by government employees brought up by Republican lawmakers. Guys, there are tons and tons to go, but it is now, as of now, it was a brilliant strategic move for Sessions to get Huber and put him in charge. Now, the reason for that is this was something that he and something that Trump set up a long time ago. Remember what QAnon said? He said, Sessions, trust Sessions. He said that multiple times, trust Sessions. And that's what we need to do. Majority of cell phone users will be receiving an alert on Wednesday, October 3, with the header Presidential Alert, which we did in the message. This is a test of the National Wireless Emergency Alert System. No action is needed. The alert was scheduled again to occur Thursday, September 20, but the test is postponed to October the 3rd. So I gave you the September the 20th. I said that day expect something. I didn't know quite what it would be, but now we know. And guys, this is just part of it. I mean, really part of it. There's so much more, and I won't go through it because I can go and go and go. But make no mistake about it, these indictments that are sealed, again, the person who it is, his name is in it, they don't know his name is in it. That is why it's a sealed indictment. So when they start, and I believe they already have, this is why very shortly thereafter, the military will be called and requested of a martial law. Guys, you got to understand, these people tried to overthrow, they tried to, do a coup on our president more than one time. And you heard a lot of them call, impeach, impeach, impeach. Their names, I dare say, are in the sealed indictments. I believe Comey's in it. I believe Strzok is in it. I believe Mueller may be in it. Highly likely. Clinton. And so many others. Look, they're not above the law. They have done some horrible things. But it makes mention multiple times of the pedophile and of the trafficking of young women. I have done many blogs about the trafficking of young women, and one of my biggest was the Super Bowl in Dallas about 6 years ago, where 300,000, possibly up to that number, women brought in to satisfy the needs of these people going to the Super Bowl. And if there's that many that can be moved in place there in our country, how many are there in truth? Guys, all this is benefiting you and I. All of this is going to clean up this swamp. All of this is going to require the help of the military. Again, martial law. The police departments, the retired police, those who carry a badge, it's highly likely they've already been sworn in, but it's highly likely they will be contacted. This is so big that it could, again, if the resistance was not there, which is us in the military, then there would be an internal civil war in our nation. But not today. Be ready. All hell is about to break loose. Again, he spent $120 million on Gitmo, and you also have 2 other locations that are ready to house a lot of people. So your guess is as good as mine as to when the liberals will start blasting the hell out of it. And then the Democrats, they're not going to necessarily blast it. They're going to get afraid. It's time for them to be afraid. Not all of them, but some of them. But 50,707, that's going to get a lot of people. That's not only in our country, it's worldwide. So be ready. Be ready for martial law, and just know one thing. If you're not involved in any of this, you have nothing to worry about. Jody Wolf Expoz.